Non-state actors have termed the adopted Nairobi Declaration a letdown and a missed opportunity for the African continent. Now, speaking hours after the African heads of state and government presented the document to the world, the civil society organizations maintained that the Climate Summit did not fulfill its mandate, adding that the African delegation disregarded the interests and aspirations of the African population. Mary Morki with more.
As the three-day Africa Climate Summit culminated with the Nairobi Declaration,
we are therefore determined.
A group of activists have registered their displeasure with what they term as a missed opportunity for the African continent to forge climate policies that would address the rapidly escalating climatic disasters induced by climate change.
On the summit,
the activists have blamed the conveners of the summit for allowing rich countries and corporate interests to dictate the outcome of the summit.
Africa had an opportunity to define what that fundamentally looks like for Africans, by Africans, governed by our needs. Now, what they only did was just acknowledge that we do need to operationalize such a fund. But that was not an authentic and mindful approach, yet the moment was not seized and thus wasted.
The declaration is silent about reforming the system, the structures that made a whole continent, 55 countries, get only $33 billion, yet one country whose presence was very visible in this summit, that country, the United States, got $118 billion worth of STRs.
The non-state actors say the outcome of the summit has cast serious doubts on Africa's ability to receive any meaningful result from the COP28 meeting later in the year, saying that the global north continues to have an unfair advantage on African matters, and questioned the allocation of the special drawing rights, where Africa has received the lowest allocation, yet it continues to bear the brunt of the climate change crisis.
So when there is an Africa Climate Summit, we expect them to speak the language that represents our interests, not to sell out and give the summit to people who are responsible for this climate crisis in the first place. And if you ask me, who are those people? I'm sure you saw them. You saw John Kerry there, who had a full platform to speak, who is supposed to be the climate envoy for the United States of America. There is nobody more responsible for the climate crisis than the United States of America.
Africa has been sick for a very long time as a result of climate change, and we finally had an opportunity to visit the doctor. And when we did, no prescription was given. Instead, we were given painkillers as a temporary fix, and here we are yet again.
As curtains close on the first ever climate summit, focus now shifts to the 28th United Nations Conference of Parties on Climate Change, COP28 in Dubai, where Kenya and Africa in general will seek to forge a collective position. Mary Morki, Citizen TV.